Pam Tillis in the studio with us. Are you kidding me? Pam Tillis is in the studio.
So awesome.
Wow, you sound exactly like a radio person.
Well, interesting coincidence.
You sound exactly like a singer. So
right.
He
it's
plays
nice.
a radio person on the radio.
So glad you're. Is this the first time you've ever been in here?
Yes, and I love doing these in-person interviews like this on the radio because you guys are always so jacked up. It's like walking into a cup of coffee. It's like so much energy always.
It really is.
I love it.
I mean, do you know how much caffeine I consume every day?
Well,
I keep the coffee industry rolling.
It's good. It's good. Somebody's got to do it.
So I want to talk about the things you're doing. We get this TV show. We'll talk about that. But I wanted to kind of jump into it. Patrick and I were talking about your interesting that you have a position in country music history with a few other people like what she thinks my tractor sexy.
Oh yeah, Reba, Fancy, George Strait, Amarillo by Morning. All of those songs are I think the biggest hits that those people had. Their career song, the thing that they play at the end of the show every night.
Right.
But
none of those songs were number one hits.
None of them.
And I think
Did you know that?
The biggest hit of your career was Memphis.
That's right.
Which was not a number one hit.
That's right. And do you know whose fault that is?
Whose fault
Please
is
tell
it?
me.
Who did it?
I'm going to tell you. Okay, so here's what it was. We were pretty deep into the album, and that first album is a make it or break it kind of thing,
Yeah.
if you lose your momentum. So we'd had several singles out. First single on that record, Put Yourself in My Place, Don't Tell Me What to Do, actually went to number one. But
Which
anyway,
was awesome,
thank
by the way.
you. But by the time we got to this single, it was still, things are still touch and go, right? Okay, so because you never know, one day you're happening, the next day you're out of that, you're out of there. Yeah. So anyway, so we released it, and it came out, it hit the top 40 really fast, and then it hit the top 20, and then it got in the top 10. Got into the top 5. I'm thinking I'm going to buy a Cadillac. And, they say,
think like me.
They say never count your Cadillacs before they hatch or something like that. But anyway, so I get to number 2, and then all of a sudden, this other newcomer leapfrogs over me, and you couldn't blast his butt out of that number 1 spot for a long time. And we're talking about Garth Brooks. And it started happening to so many people. Like they actually, I think they started calling it the Wall o' Garth.
Oh, wow.
Because he would he was just on fire like that. But I'm not holding a grudge because he's a darn nice guy.
Yeah.
But
You got to be second to anybody.
Okay, I want to
yeah,
ask
right.
something
That's
else
a good one. That's not bad.
about maybe it was Memphis, and maybe this is nerdy and behind the scenes, but you recorded that song years earlier.
Twice. Yeah.
With a different producer and a different record deal, and it just didn't kind of.
It didn't click.
Yeah.
And that's not happened very frequently. Usually people will give up. But
Right.
I kept playing that song. Yeah, that version, it wasn't very good. It had a saxophone on it.
Oh, what?
It wasn't. What? It wasn't very good.
All right.
I wasn't good. The feel. It was just all wrong. But I kept playing that song out live, and every time I would play it, people would go bat crazy.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I don't know much, but I think this
I know
is a
it's a
big
hit.
song.
Yeah.
And so, took it into Paul Worley and we re-recorded it.
Nice.
I have it on
On record?
45.
What?
Yeah.
I think we should play it off the record.
You've got it on 45.
No, please don't.
What?
Why?
No, we're gonna play-
You mean the original?
No. The
okay.
big
good
version.
one.
No,
No.
I don't have that terrible. If you're ever on Spotify and you hear maybe it was Memphis and you go, yeah, that's the wrong one.
That's the
Look
wrong
again.
There were 2 versions of it? There was a regular, rockin' guitar version as well?
Yeah, but country radio wasn't. All of the stations in the country weren't ready for the rockin' version, and so they got the steel guitar version. We were going to make sure it was going to happen no matter what. We weren't taking any
So
chances.
technically, there's 3 versions of it. There's the original.
That's right.
Then there's the rockin' guitar version, and then there's the version we just listened to off vinyl.
There's 4 versions. I did a few years ago. I did what Taylor Swift did, and
Re-recorded.
that's right. So there's a very good version.
Revisited.
Revisited.
Nice.
Yeah.
Pam Tillis is with us. We'll come back, talk more, and hear some awesome stories from Pam. Pam Tillis is joining us in the studio. Love Pam and hearing all these great stories and the music. And but you are you look at you being an actress on TV, being all fancy.
They were telling me about this show. I haven't seen it yet. So what do I need to know about it? Give me the elevator pitch.
It's weird.
It's weird.
It's really weird. No, it's fun. I didn't know. I go way back with the writer, creator, director guy, Bud Schetzel. He did a lot of TV events in the 90s. And he called me. He says, I got this quirky little thing I've fallen into, and these guys are, left to center. It's very family friendly. You'd play a country music singer. He says, I think you need to come get with me and let's talk about it. So I did. And it's a comedy. It's silly. It's a caper. And I've never done any comedy. I think I'm still trying to get a beat on it, which I know sounds, I can be funny in my show, but to be funny is another character and a script and everything. So it's very much acting is very much a side hustle for me. Mm-hmm. Mostly a singer, mostly touring
you were on
artist.
Nashville. You did a lot of stuff like that.
I've been in, some TV dramas, and I've been
I thought
on.
you were going to say Drag Race,
Yeah,
which
no,
you were.
I was on Drag Race.
Yep.
I've been on Broadway, not Lower Broad, the one up in New York. I've been in a movie, but so I have done it. And actually, I was just in a Beau Bridges movie not too long ago, and so I like it, but I haven't done. Comedy as an actress.
It's called Fairwood, and it's available on Crackle. Crackle's it's an app that you can get. It's all free. There's commercials in it, but you can just kind of
you just watch it.
I have it on my Roku.
Yeah, it's a great
it's
great
supposed
channel.
to be Chicken Soup for the Soul programming.
Yeah,
that's what they call
exactly.
it. Yeah.
Pam Tillis is with us. We'll take a break, come back, talk some more with Pam. Hey, Pam Tillis is joining us in the studio, and I think she just saw Carson's shirt.
Mm-hmm. I know.
This is a vintage. Carson, what you got there? What is this?
Pam Tillis, and then on the back, Homeward Looking Angel.
Yeah, usually they wear Reba McEntire shirts around me, so no, thank you. no, it's an old one. That's an oldie
it's single
but goodie.
stitch. It's a Winterland.
It's vintage.
It's legit.
It's the good one.
Carson has a collection. So I collect records, and Carson collects T-shirts.
I bet you have a good collection.
I sure do.
That's so in now, and the kids are like. Okay, so somebody sent me a picture the other day of one of the Old Crow Medicine Show guys, and they had a Mel Tillis in the Statesider's shirt on. I'm like, all right.
What is it like growing up around Mel Tillis? I mean, we always remember him as just this hilarious, funny guy. Is that way as a father as well?
He had mostly funny. I mean, he was funny also without trying. Mm-hmm. But, like everybody, there's a lot of dimensions to the personality. He had very high expectations for us as children and very protective. If you did something bad, he didn't. Mm-hmm. For a guy who couldn't talk, he would not mince words. He could be stern.
Yeah.
And you didn't want to see that side of Daddy, so you tried to try to steer clear of that. But he's a parent first and Mel Tillis entertainer. So.
Great dirty joke teller, by the way.
Oh yeah.
You know what I say? I always say to things. People say that kind of stuff to me all the time. I just go, more therapy.
Well, I know you and Lori. I know you and Lori Morgan are doing shows together. You got a bunch coming up this year, but did y'all know each other when you were kids? Y'all about the same age.
She went to the Catholics. Well, she's a couple years younger than me. She went to the Catholic school, and I went to John Overton High. I had heard about her because some of the singing Opry offsprings or whatever, Sedina Reed, Jerry Reed's daughter, was doing music. I knew about Lori. We kind of knew about each other because she was doing like Ralph Emery, and I would go on Ralph Emery and the morning show way back in the day. And then years later, we got booked together to do Kraft Foods put on the first. This was pre-Lilith Fair. We did the first female headlining. This is when the Dixie Chicks were in training bras. Anyway, so we were the first headline female tour, and it was Carlene Carter, myself, and Lori. But we were all on different buses, and everybody was kind of full of themselves. You know, our stars were riding high, and Lori was just like in Lori land, and you know, she'd leave her bus in her Bob Mackie evening gown, and I'm like, I don't know if we relate, you know, and so I didn't get to know her. But years later, we started doing the Grits and Glamour tour, and we were on the same bus. And there's something about riding the same bus, and you get to know each other fast. And we have become fast friends.
Oh, that's great.
awesome.
So great. I got to ask the Queen of Denial, is this your song? Did you write Cleopatra?
Yeah, with my ex-husband, Bob DePiro, and Jan Buckingham. But I had seen some interview with Cher, you know, and Cher is famous for, she said, one of her quotes was, I think it was after she divorced Greg Allman, which I don't think I think Greg Allman is a big deal. I was a huge Allman Brothers fan. But she says, you know, a woman has a bad habit of making a big deal about nothing and then marrying him. And I'm like, woo, you know, because, and I started, it hurt, you know, anyway, so I started thinking about how when you're in love, you wear those rose-colored glasses and you only see what you want to see. And so that's where that song came out.
The whole Denial was a great
right.
one. Pam Tillis, here you go. Look, Cleopatra, Queen of Denial. Pam Tillis, oh my goodness. So you're just telling us that you're doing an interview and with Armed Services and some interview, and like, yeah, this woman comes up. She says, "I lived in Egypt. I was the Queen of Denial."
That's right.
That was me. I was Cleopatra.
Right.
Well, I don't even know if you know this, but you're on Armed Forces Network right now.
yeah.
American Forces
very
Network.
good.
Yeah, the cure of the show. It's so good to see you, and congratulations on everything. If you want to check out Fairwood, it's the new TV show. It's on Crackle. Just look up Crackle with a C, and see Pam playing the kind of yourself, kind of in a weird way, like
just a country music singer. As I'm a part of a mother-daughter duet.
Yes,
A duo, and
With a blonde wig, with a good blonde wig.
yeah, you know,
Are you Candy or Honey?
that you know, I'm
You don't know, do you?
I can't remember. That was like 2 years ago we did this thing. All I know is I'm the one with the big blonde wig.
All right. We'll check it out. Pam Tillis.
I'll think about it, you know, when I leave the interview, I'll go, "What?
Oh yeah, I'm Candy. I'm Candy.
I'm Candy, damn it."
Jeez. Thank you, Pam Tillis, everyone.
Hey, if you like that video, go ahead, like, subscribe, click the bell, you know.
You have been told what to do. Do it.